please, for the women, do not act that you know how we feel, because you honestly do not know. You can talk about how you feel, and with all due respect, we will not argue with you on how you feel, because we are men, we are not women. But please do not talk about how the men feel, because you do not know. No, you don't. Okay. As the Senior Special Advisor to Wiki on Community Development and Special Duties, self-appointed, yes. Okay, so I think it has become something that is necessary for me to speak and talk about, because of the very first narrative being put out there by a very few bitter ladies. Well, I mean very few, because they are not much. The fact that a lot of ladies do not come on social media to speak does not also mean that the few that come to put this very terrible narrative online about men should not be addressed. And that is why I want to address these issues. Right? First, the fact that they make it look like, as a man, that we do not feel pains, it's very wrong. We have bloods in our veins. We have flesh covering our body. We have our sense organs are working. And so we feel pains. We see evil. And we hear things that are not right. We know them. And so this narrative, making it look like when anything happens between a man and a woman, that the woman is always the victim, it is entirely wrong. Looking at what has happened between Two-Face and Annie is another reason why, as men, we must speak up. Because most of the women who had come to speak about it had made it look like Annie is a victim. And it is wrong. They make it look like Two-Face does not feel anything. It is wrong. We are men, we are human beings, we feel pains. And for crying out loud, why do you think a man who had spent how many years of his life with a woman would just allow the woman go like that? He would not feel any pains. Why do you always feel so? Even as friends, if your friend is walking away, just as friends, that feelings of a human, that you would feel some sort of pains, no matter how terrible that relationship has been. You have this mind like, oh, so I'm not going to talk to this person again. You feel pains. So why do people always feel that when anything happens between a man and a woman, that the woman is always at the receiving end? It is terrible. As men, we feel pains. And this whole thing of making the woman look like the victim. No, it is not usually the case. And then there is this bad narrative being propagated by those who claims to be Annie's friends, saying, oh, Two-Face knew Annie while he was 15 or 16 years old. He took advantage of the girl and all of that. And please, for you, Annie, I think it is important that you speak to this, because when I checked, as at when Two-Face did African Queen, it was in 2004. If Annie was born in 1984 November, that means Annie was already 20 years old at that time. So I think people should stop that narrative of making it look like Annie was just 15 or 16 and Two-Face was taking advantage of Annie. That is not good for you, Annie, for your image and for your person. And then it is a disrespect to your parents, because that makes it look like there was no proper parental upbringing for you, which I know it is not the case. And then in marriage, it is not only the woman that also do sacrifice. Look at Two-Face. After a long time, we've not had any scandal about him also, because he also want to make the woman happy. He also gave back to the marriage. When was the last time you heard about scandal, Two-Face, Idibia, and women? He also changed. That is what marriage could also make a man do. So what are we saying? Or is it because men, we don't come online every time and we cry on social media? You cry for people to see your tears? No. Most times we just buckle up. We just want to be that man. And I don't know who actually say that is actually how a man should behave. I don't know. That does not mean that we do not feel pains. That does not mean that we do not get emotional. No, we do. Most times, now only our party, our real guy, and I know say we dey cry. Now them no say the thing they pain us. Yes, we feel pains. We do. And you see, For a lot of these women, you got married to a nice guy. He was nice before you got married. And now you're married, you say he has changed. Have you checked yourself? In most cases, you turned this man to a beast. This guy, when the every girl dream husband, you marry him, you turn him to beast because of your attitude, because of this mindset when you get believing that, oh, men are certain way. You turned him to a beast. And now you are generalizing every man. We are human beings. We have feelings. And we also feel bad when these things happen to us. Do not think it is easy that men will just walk away and they are fine. No, it is not truth. In the aspect of Two-Face and Annie, they've been married for God knows how long, how many years. They've had kids together. They've lived together. And so you think that Two-Face will just walk away, knowing fully well that, oh, Annie that I've always been with, I'm not going to just talk to her again. I'm not going to just see her in the morning. You think it is easy? No, it is not. And then I hear people come online and they say, oh, Annie paused her entire life because of Two-Face Idibia. Annie has paused her career. She has not been doing anything. All she has given out to the family. And then you feel that men do not give anything to the family? By the way, who even told you that Two-Face asked Annie not to even continue with her career? Who said so? And come to look at it. Even before the marriage with Annie Macaulay and every other thing happened, tell me, when last Two-Face don't drop album where they bomb like in the drop back to back before? And then you think that family did not also affect him? It affected him. It affected Two-Face Idibia. It affected him. And so most times we just want to make it look like, oh, the woman is the victim. No, they both invested in this together. And they will feel the pains together. The only difference may be the way of that they will react as a woman and as a man. But yes, do they feel pains? They both feel the same pains. Most times, they hurt the men past. But because we know they cry, we know they shout, you make it look like we don't feel the pain. I am tired of this ideology from certain very few women. I am tired. We feel pains too. We do feel pains. Stop that narrative. Stop it. It is something that as men we must speak about. We must talk about it. It's a terrible narrative, and that is why most women go into marriage thinking that the man has nothing to lose, and then you start behaving certain way. It affects your marriage without you knowing. The man also has everything to lose. Who told you will also enjoy living a lonely life? Who told you? Even motor self engine where they use oil, the oil they run, they dry. Not to talk of human being where get blood when they run for a body. And then every time you come online, there is this false narrative you just push about the male gender. Why are this set of women so bitter? Because I believe there are a lot of women out there who do not also agree and believe in this agenda. Because there are many marriages that are succeeding. There are still many people enjoying their marriages. And so we would not do a general assertion of the few that we bring online and categorize every man to be certain way. No, it is wrong, and that is why I am speaking about it. So please, for the women, do not act that you know how we feel because you honestly do not know. You can talk about how you feel, and without due respect, we will not argue with you on how you feel because we are men, we are not women. But please do not talk about how the men feel because you do not know. No, you don't. I'm tired of it. Stop acting like you hold our manuals in your hands. You don't hold our manuals in your hands. We have blood. We feel pains too when these things happen because we have emotions too. For Two-Face and Annie, if it is time for you to go your separate ways, if you feel comfortable doing that, please do. And for Annie, since a lot of persons had always felt like you paused your career, your entire life, just to leave it for Two-Face Idibia, Annie, it is now time for you to hit the industry hard and prove to the people and let them know that this is you and this is what you have, your full capacity to offer. Then for Two-Face Idibia, it is also time for you to go back to the glory days of the innocent Two-Face or Nanefe Idibia that we used to know. Bro, For a long time, we missed you too. Because family also happened to you. And we understand because we are men. Not the way people think about it. So too, Baba, it is time for you to hit back the industry. Collaborations, bro. The young guys are catching fire. Oh boy, key in. Knock on with them back to back. We can't wait to see you back, bro. We enjoy every bit of you that we used to know, and we want to see you back on our screens. We want to hear you on our radios. We want to play you back to back in clubs, parties. Bro, we are waiting. I wish you all the very best, Two-Face Idibia. Annie, I respect every decision. I wish you the best. We can't wait to see you guys at the top. And please, Nigerians, give every marriage a break. Please give every marriage a break. Every marriage, everything for this life, they face challenge at one point or the other. Even you, they betray yourself, not to talk of two different persons. There are times you take decisions of what you want to do, and you still will not do it again. That is you betraying your own self. Not to talk of one human being against another one. So give them a break, and I believe they will both come out strong, and they will all be good for it. Thank you very much, and bye-bye.